What fills you up or adding joy to your life? Hello, community. I am Dr. Shemya Vaughn, and I am the creator of A Cup of Therapy. On this channel, I focus on women of color and trans women of color who live with anxiety and depression and are still recovering from childhood trauma. On this channel, in my coaching practice and in my therapy practice, I help women improve their mental health, accomplish their personal goals, and heal in community. So listen to me, this YouTube channel does not constitute a therapy client relationship, nor does it constitute a coaching client relationship. I am a licensed therapist in California and Missouri, right? So if women live in one of those states, they meet with me for free consultation to see if we are a good fit for traditional therapy. That is something that happens, right, on a regular basis. But today I want to ask you what brings you joy? We don't talk about joy enough in communities of color. So I want to spend some time today talking about it. And I'm not talking about what makes you happy, right? Like gelato makes me happy, but that doesn't bring me joy, right? Happiness is a fleeting feeling. It is external. Something has to happen for you to feel happy. Joy is enduring. It is internal. Again, eating gelato makes me very happy until the last spoonful of the gelato is gone. Then I am no longer feeling as happy as I was during the tasting process. I love a good gelato flavor. I will admit that. The kind that makes you use swear words after the first taste. I am a huge gelato fan. But joy is different, right? Gelato makes me happy, but joy is different. My first true experience of joy was having my daughter, right? Now, please do not picture like baby showers and gender reveals or gorgeous photo shoots with the baby. I was 19, away at college and scared as hell, right? Not happy, not happy, not a happy camper. But having her in my life brought me joy, right? My second experience of joy was rediscovering my love of poetry and dance. So these two things fill my soul um, with joy. And I forget that sometimes, right? So, yes, an external thing, person, dance, poetry, they are external, but they fill me with joy, not alone, but how I engage with them. A um, My third experience of joy was discovering the world of counseling, discovering this profession, a profession that paid me to care about others, to a profession that paid me to help others, to give complete strangers something I never had: validation, compassion, actionable steps to take to change the course of my life and improve my relationships. My final experience of joy was traveling, seeing the ocean for the first time, living in Paris for several months, seeing sunsets and sunrises. The beauty of this world still has me in awe, and awe brings me joy. Okay, so I gave you a lot of examples there. Now it is your turn. What are the things or who are the people that bring you joy? Get started on that list. Okay, so now I want to check in with you. Um, First question, what is going to be your priority for this week, right? We get together every Sunday and I'm trying to help you organize your week. I want to normalize something for you. It is hard to stay motivated and organized during the summer months. And I wonder if this is because when we were in K through 12, right, we're in school, we had our summers off and our minds just went into play mode, right? And I am sure there are some of us who are listening to this channel right now that had to go to summer camp, right? And so that's a different experience. Or maybe you had to go to summer school because of whatever happened during the year, your needs weren't met during the year. But I think most kids were lollygagging in the streets or at home. Wait, do people still say lollygagging? Anyway, take a deep breath. You have been saying that in 2025, you are going to do such and such. Why not chop that idea up into small bites and start this week? For example, maybe this is the year you want to change careers or get a new job. In 2025, the first step would be to decide what you want to do to earn income. You do not need to become a whole new person, right? You just need to decide how you want to earn income. Your career no longer has to be your identity. You can decenter work and just go earn income to live your life. However, if you are a person like me who has a passion for a particular career and have been procrastinating to try the career out, do it now. This is the best year to do something like that. You will thank yourself later, this time next year. You will thank yourself this time next year if you're able to make the transition sooner rather than later. I know that the economy is shit right now and people are getting fired left and right. Not everyone is in a recession. Not everyone is firing people from their company. I just want to point that out. It's happening to a lot of people, yes, but not to everyone. Okay, question 2. Who or what drained your energy last week? Yeah, I'm asking about them. So last week, we specifically focused on people, places, and things that are energy drains. Like that was my whole like monologue talk, right? So this is also where your chronic stress comes from. I didn't want to be the one to tell you, right? Who drained your energy last week? Or what drained your energy last week? Once you identify who or what is sucking the life out of you, create some space between your daily life and this person, place, or thing. The freedom that awaits you, the inner peace that awaits you is worth upsetting the person, place, or thing, right? If something or someone is dragging you down, how long will you engage in your own suffering? Become untethered to this person, place, or thing. It's not adding to your life. It's not pouring into you. It's not helping you to become whole or complete. It is okay to release all that shit today, this week, this month, however you decide your timeline. You don't have to live with chronic stress. Okay, question number 3. I just want to be clear there. Who or what made you feel complete or whole last week? So this is the opposite question, right? Isn't this such a sweet question to think about each week? It reminds me of the gratitude journals that people talk about, or the gratitude jar that SZA was talking about on Sesame Street, right, with the puppets. Um, we need a gratitude routine so that we do not forget what is going well in our lives and who is our support system in our lives, right? So take a deep breath, exhale, right? Who or what made you feel complete last week? Who was it that put a smile on your face? Who made you feel loved? Who made you feel seen, heard? Who did you allow to love you? Or maybe it was a what, right? What made you feel whole last week? What happened? And you started smiling. I hope you bask in that joy of the moment versus stopping to capture it on camera to post to social media. Sometimes we need to quietly and privately enjoy our moments that make us feel whole and complete versus sharing it with the world. Sometimes a moment cannot be captured. You just have to live in it. And we live in all the horrible things that happen, so it's okay to live in this. All right, question 4. Who or what did you avoid last week? Oh, yeah, you know I was asking it. We do this to ourselves frequently. We agree to do something and then regret making that promise. And I'm here to tell you it is okay to change your mind. It will teach you and others what you prefer versus what you just don't want to do, right? Whatever you avoided last week, admit it to yourself first, of course, right? Do you even want to do it? Or are you still keeping it on your to do list because you think you should do it or you want to avoid disappointing someone? Oh, beloved. Yes, I am using Ian Levanzan's term of endearment right before she reminds people who they are, what they deserve, and the choices they have. So, beloved, right? Disappoint that person or group of people because you avoided the thing you do not want to do. Maybe you wanted to do it when you made the promise, but you no longer want to do the thing. Give yourself permission to not do the thing. Doesn't that feel liberating? There might be a little guilt mixed in there, but it also should feel liberating. I hope so. Okay, so if you are avoiding a person, so that's a thing, a task, right? But if you're avoiding a person, like a whole ass person, as the young folks say, why? No, I really do want to know why. Is it okay? It's just us, right? It's just the group of the YouTube channel people. Why are you avoiding this person? What are you protecting yourself from? Do they annoy you? Do they bully you? Do they displease you in some way? Be honest with yourself about why you see their number on your phone and either roll your eyes as you ignore the call or your stomach starts hurting so badly at the thought of talking to them, replying to their text messages, or spending time with them that you think you might have IBS. That's irritable bowel syndrome for those of you that don't know. IBS is all about avoidance and stress. That's where it's coming from. When your stomach is that upset at the thought of a person, that's not good. It's not good. Okay, question 5. What boundary did you establish that you want to enforce this week? Um, wait, before we go further, I think people are using this word the wrong way. And I hope I'm not being more confusing when I ask this question. And I also think I've said this statement before, but as a therapist, I hear people use this word to talk about chores and parenting and other areas of life that make their use of the word boundaries impose rules on their way of living or their way of living on someone else. Can we agree to stop doing that? Here is a reminder for all of you who are confused about boundaries. A personal boundary, right? This is what we're talking about when we use the word boundaries. A personal boundary is a limit or rule we set for ourselves. Inside of a relationship, of course, with a family member, a friend, an intimate partner, boundaries are not supposed to be about how other people live their lives. I want to be clear about that. Boundaries are for us. Now that we are all on the same page about boundaries, what is something you established as a boundary last week that may need to be revised because it is about you, not them? Right? So if you had a boundary, I don't want anyone calling me after 10. That's not a boundary, that's a rule for someone else. You cannot control who calls you at what time. What you can do, your boundary would be to put your phone on do not disturb. I think that's what it's called, right? Or turn it off completely at 10 o'clock. So if you don't want people calling you after a certain time, you have to cut off their access to you at a certain time, not tell them what the new rule is. You're not the only person in their lives. And so they would have to remember a lot about that. So let's not do that to people, okay? Can we agree not to do that to the people that we love and care about? Okay. So, question 6. Who gave you emotional or financial support last week? Similar to me asking about who or what made you feel whole or complete last week, this question is about gratitude as well. Like, who gave you emotional or financial support last week? So I know shame comes up when I ask this question for some people because they were taught to meet their own needs or go without, like do it yourself or go without. Don't ask people for anything. We weren't trained to do that literally. We just learned that whenever we asked for help, we got ridiculed, we got shamed, or the person didn't help. They said they would and then they didn't. So we learned to depend on ourselves. You're an adult now. You know how to choose healthier people to be in relationships and friendships with. It's safe enough to ask for help again, right? It is unhealthy and unsustainable to operate your life as if you have to do everything yourself all the time for yourself. If you are lucky enough to have people in your life willing to support you, please let them support you. Please let them love you. Let's give them a shout out, right? Who answered the phone or replied to your text when you were emotionally hurting last week, right? Who gave you the financial help you needed to get gas, pay a bill, erase a debt, right? I know you already thanked them. Let's thank them again together, collectively, right? Because those are your people. You call and you have a problem, those are the people that want to make things better if they can, right? Okay, so the most important part of that is thanking them and letting them help you. All right, now for the reverse, who did you support emotionally or financially last week? Emotionally mature people help others as well. We do not always help those that helped us. If that makes any sense, it's not always a scorekeeping thing. Instead, we tend to help people that ask for help. We are way too busy to try to figure out who needs help and who doesn't. So most of the time, we wait for someone to ask us, right? So who called or who sent a text last week and you made time to hold space for them just to hear about their day, right? Just to hold them while they're crying, right? And sometimes, I've had conversations with people that I'm close with. I see their name on the phone. I'm excited and I answer and they're not even talking, they're just crying. They're just crying. And I just sit there and I wait and I hold space until they're able to explain what happened. Yeah, that feels good, doesn't it? When you can do that, when you have the emotional capacity to do that. So if you didn't provide emotional support, who ran into a financial crisis last week and you saved the day? For those two questions, the emotional support and the financial support, this is your inner circle. These are the people you should rely on, and they can rely on you. That's what's important. All right, last question. So this is about the habit, right? The habit question we always talk about every week. What new habit do you need to start practicing this week? Or what old habit are you ready to retire this week? And sometimes, because you're new to all of this, the answers will be the same for a couple of weeks. So I like to end the video talking about changing our behavior. We will continue to grow until we leave this earth via death or some other transition, depending on your religious beliefs. If we are going to keep waking up each day, we may as well take care of our bodies and our minds. So, as long as we are here, right, we are good to ourselves and we are good to other people. So, I know there is either a negative habit that you want to stop or a positive habit that you want to start. Let's not do both unless they are connected, right? For example, a connected habit would be some people plan to stop smoking, but then they're going to start going to smoking cessation classes, right? They're seeking support. Or someone decides to stop giving money to a person who uses the money irresponsibly, right? But the same amount that they usually give that person, they're going to start giving it to a charity or maybe another person who is in financial need, right? So that's an example of you're giving up one negative habit and starting a positive habit, and they're kind of connected. Unless they're connected, let's not try to do both at the same time. Overall, it is best to either stop a habit or start a new habit, not do both. We are only human. Okay, so think about it. What about you? What new habit will you try this week? Or which old habit are you ready to release? Think about it, and I'll see you next week.